Hello designers, welcome back to another DX Design Weekly. I've been a bit late for putting out this video, so a couple of these updates might feel outdated, but stick on to the video because there are really some cool updates that have come this week. So last week I've shown you how Figma MCP was being used to get things done using Claude Code, but those were third-party APIs and this is one of that as well. I thought I'll show you this before moving on to Figma's native MCP, which is really cool. So in this video, you can see that this user is trying to get admin task done with MCP here. So it says audit my workspace, and you can see that the users are listed out and he can see which are the users who are not using it. So based on that, he's saying support the 4 users, and that's supporting these users so that it's not using a full seat, thus saving a lot of money. So you're able to do such admin task as well. But apart from this, what I mentioned is about the Figma's native MCP. So Figma is out with their native MCP instead of relying on third-party MCPs. Here you can see that this is native Figma MCP, and you can see that recreate this Figma canvas using the Figma components. So you have a design on Figma and it's trying to create all these as components because the design you get don't have components. So right now, after running the MCP with Claude Code, you can see that all these are components and you can start tweaking it as well. And that gets added to the component library and then directly pushing it into code. So that was Figma's native MCP and they have just released it. It's going to get much better and you'll be able to do a lot more things with this MCP. So moving on, next we have an update from Figma itself. And this is a really amazing update because now you can use your own UI kit on Figma Make. So far, Figma Make didn't allow you to add your own UI kits, so you had to rely on the default UI kits that they provided. And that was not quite helpful. But now, as you can see, you can come to Figma Make and there's an option to say create a kit. And from here, you can add your own kit and then give it your MD file. So this is a set of instructions about how your UI kit works. So it has all the details and you can get this generated using another tool that I mentioned, right? That is Vibe Magic that I mentioned in the last video. You can go check it out. But here you can see that you're just giving it a prompt and you're testing out how your UI kit works. And as you can see, this is made using the UI kit that the user has provided. And then you can give it a name and that gets added as your UI kit and you can publish it. And from the next time when you ask anything, it'll just do it with this UI kit. So here you can see your UI kit is added and I can start making designs with this UI kit. And that way your UI is going to be consistent throughout. So this is a really cool update. It's going to be really helpful. You can start ideating on the designs, then take those designs into Figma Design and then tweak it, get it back here. And that's like your whole workflow. So Figma is going to get into that whole workflow ecosystem. So where you start from brainstorming, design, take it to code, and then back into design. So that whole ecosystem stays within Figma itself. So yeah, that's the kind of future that Figma is trying to envision, but let's see how far they're going to get. So that was about Figma Make, and the next update is Lica. So this is again a solution to the AI image generation. So there are a lot of these tools which generate posters and everything with AI, even Gemini and all these help you create those posters. But the one flaw that they have is you need to keep regenerating it to make changes. And in that process, you lose a lot of information which you actually like. For example, here the user has made the first ideation here and he is asking for a background change here. The background is changed, but even the foreground has changed. So the text here got changed and that's not what you really expect. So instead of generating the whole layer at once, what it's trying to do is it's trying to create separate layers. So the background is one layer, then the foreground is one layer, the text is one layer. So as you can see, these are different layers. And that way, it's first thing, it's going to save a lot of tokens for you. So that's going to cost you less. And the most pain point about changing text or getting changes on very specific aspects, that's going to be solved with this particular solution. So I think this is a really good approach. Let's see how far this goes. And if it's a good solution, I think a lot of these AI generation tools are going to adopt this as well. And next up, what we have is creating instant websites. And you might think this is just another AI tool. So yeah, I agree that this is another AI web builder tool, but the approach that they have come up with is interesting. So there are a lot of outdated websites in the world. A lot of these small businesses and all have websites which are live, and migrating it is a really big task. So they're trying to showcase it in such a way that you just bring in your old website and we will rebrand it and give it a fresh look. And they're calling it Repaint, which is quite an interesting name to pick. That's a really good approach to this. And I think that might give them some really good customers and business. So yeah, this is just another AI web builder, but I thought the approach to how they're solving it is really interesting. And apart from that, what I found interesting in the web space is something new that Spline has come out with. So Spline is a 3D builder, so you can build 3D assets in it, and they have got really popular in that space. But now what they have come up with is this really interesting AI 3D builder. So you can build amazing 3D websites. And this is a tool which they're calling Omma. You can try it out. So the website is omma.build, if I'm not wrong. You can check the link. I'll put it in the description or the comments below. But as you can see, just with prompts, you're able to build this really cool 3D website. I have another example as well. Here, the prompt is being given a 3D water interaction website. So it starts building it. You can see it get built in real time. And again, just describe it and watch it get built. So yeah, rain and thunder. So here you can see that this is a whole 3D element that's being zoomed in. So you can do a lot of things, a lot of interactions can be added. There's Legos, you can build these car games in 3D graphs and all these stuff. So it's really cool. You should definitely check this out. And these 3D websites are really getting popular nowadays. The static websites are getting outdated. 3D websites are really fast to load with all these 3JS and stuff. So definitely check this out. Omma build by Spline. I think this will really catch traction because of the whole 3D trend that's going around. All right. And lastly, this is just a wildcard entry that I thought I'll add. It's nothing related to design, but just another interesting use case of AI that I found. So there are these security footages which a security room keeps checking. And let's say someone lost their bag and they just come to the security room and describe that this is my bag, I lost it, I place it somewhere and it's missing. So the security team has to go through hours of footage to find this out. So it's a really tedious task. But what this AI is trying to solve is you just describe it in words. Can you find me a orange bag in this video footage? It'll just quickly search through or skim through the whole data and it'll directly pinpoint you where this has happened. So basically here a prompt is given and it immediately takes you to that exact timestamp where they have found that particular object. So this is gonna help all those security agents find things very quickly, and I see a lot of use cases here, but yeah, that is just another use case which I found is really interesting, which AI is trying to solve here. Nothing related to design, but I just found it interesting and I thought I'll share it with you guys. So yeah, that's all the updates for this week. I hope you found it interesting, and let me know in the comments below if there are any other interesting updates that have been missed here. So you can drop it below and others will find it really helpful. As always, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next week.